Dr. Pooplove here, and today I want to talk about microtransactions in The Last of Us 2 multiplayer, or Factions 2, or whatever it's called. We don't know much about Factions 2, but you can bet your molly-throwing ass that there will be microtransactions. You know, those small little payments you make in a video game that make your virtual character look cool. Gamers love microtransactions. Well, as annoying as they can be, it's kind of a necessary evil these days, and it seems that Naughty Dog is gearing up Factions 2 with a strategy to try to make money through microtransactions. A recent Naughty Dog job posting for a multiplayer economy designer suggests this. Naughty Dog is looking for someone who can help create self-expression for their players, ensure robust longevity for their games, and give players great rewards to strive for. Which sounds very nice, but in other terms is, we want to hook these guys in, make them stay, and pay a bunch of money. And honestly, that is to be expected. Naughty Dog needs to make money somehow, and we should want them to make money, because if they do, that will give them a reason to stick around and continue to support the multiplayer. And we all know what the alternative looks like. But Naughty Dog is going to need to walk that thin green line between making money and showing tremendous greed. Looking further into the job posting suggests a bit of a mixed bag. Under responsibilities, it asks for the candidate to ensure economy systems synergize well with the game as a whole, and there is a requirement that the candidate understand narrative tone, which suggests we may not be expecting to have our player look like this. And this is a good thing. They want to try to strike the same tone that The Last of Us and The Last of Us Part 2 had. And by having this person come in, hopefully it can steer them clear from having some kind of wild customization options that really don't seem to work in a post-apocalyptic world. There's also another part of this job posting that just sounds a bit haunting to me. There is a responsibility to develop data analytics for player behavior. And under the requirements, there's a requirement to understand player psychology. To me, this sounds like they're trying to get someone to get inside my head and trick me into paying a bunch of money and playing the game forever. And it's probably going to work. But having this position alone, to me, seems like a good sign. It shows me that Naughty Dog is trying to learn from their past mistakes and strike the right kind of balance. At least that's what I hope. We never know. But of course, Naughty Dog has made some pretty big mistakes in the past. A lot of people were furious when they added guns that you had to pay for in The Last of Us Factions. It certainly left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth that gameplay options and weapons were locked behind a paywall. In Uncharted 4, they made some slight improvements, but they still really missed the mark. They gave you the option to grind for any item rather than have to pay, but they diluted the item pool by doing tons and tons of boring reskins of the exact same item. That meant that if you wanted to actually grind to unlock the item, you would have to turn this into your full-time job and work several years, probably. I don't know, I didn't do the math, but it was a lot. It's a lot. And they still had guns and perks that came in that you could pay for or grind for. And the grind wasn't too bad if you were kind of a diehard player like I was, but it's still kind of annoying. So what do I hope to see in terms of microtransactions? Again, we know these are going to happen, and they are sort of a necessary evil. I hope that Naughty Dog has learned the lessons from the past and that it's purely cosmetic. I really hope that it fits within the narrative tone of the game. I don't want to see people running around with dunce caps and top hats In The Last of Us 1, you played as a random character. What if you could heavily customize your individual character with tattoos and earrings and piercings and things that would still kind of work within the world of The Last of Us? I hope they don't do a bunch of boring reskins, but my biggest hope is that Naughty Dog's strategy will result in a multiplayer experience with a very healthy player base that they continue to support for years and years to come. Those of us that have been diehard factions players for the past 8 years, despite all the BS that's still in the game, really do deserve that. And I'm hoping that very soon Naughty Dog delivers. But let me know what you all think about this. And if you like videos that make predictions about factions too, why don't you check these out right here? But otherwise, Dr. Pooplove signing out. So long, Pooper Troopers.